I'm Sunflora ASMR, and I thought I would do a 25 and 25 video. I picked out 25 books from my physical TBR, and I'm going to focus on reading them this year, and I'm going to tell you about them. So my first one is called The Land by Mildred D. Taylor. This is from the series Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry. I don't know about you, but I had to read this in 4th grade, the Roll of Thunder book, and I loved Cassie and Little Man and all of them, and I read the rest of the series, and, but I never got to this book, so, because it was a pre-sequel, and 10-year-old me did not understand why we would go back in time to where Cassie was not born. Because if you're not aware of this series, it is about this family post slavery, but during the Jim Crow era, and it is about this black family where they get this piece of land, and it really is upsetting to their white neighbors. And in this particular book, The Land, it is, I guess, I think it's how they actually get the land. So it's all about that, and I'm pretty sure that this is loosely based, at least, on Mildred T. Taylor's actual family history. But yeah, I never read this one, and it's about time. So that's my first book. Next, I have non-fiction books. So last year, I was hearing a lot about Ben McIntyre, and I found his book, The Spy in the Trader, at a thrift store. So I was very excited. A fast-paced and fascinating biography. It's nonfiction, but it reads like the best of thrillers. And I kept hearing that a lot. Nonfiction, but reads like it's not, basically, which is a favorite basic genre of nonfiction. So this is about Oleg Gordevsky. He's a spy of principle, a child of the KGB, who would turn his back on the hypocrisy of Soviet communism. He rose through the KGB ranks, and he was secretly working for the MI6, the British intelligence service, providing critical information that foiled Soviet plots, exposed their spies, and ultimately avoided a catastrophic nuclear escalation between the great powers. They fiercely guarded his identity, even from the CIA and President Ronald Reagan. But the American spy agency was bent on discovering the British source, unaware that their counterintelligence Aldrich Ames was secretly spying for the Soviets. I'm very excited about it. I don't really read about spies. It has pictures, which is always fun. But, yeah. My second nonfiction is Robert M. Elsell, I think. Robert M. Elsell, The Greatest Treasure Hunt in History, the story of the Monuments Men. As the most destructive war in history ravaged Europe, many of the world's cherished cultural objects were in harm's way. This book recounts the astonishing true story of 11 men and 1 woman who risked amongst the bloodshed of World War II to preserve churches, libraries, monuments, and works of art that for centuries defined the heritage of Western civilization. So I think in college, I want to read Who Saved Art in World War II. But I never read the book. I think it's time. My third nonfiction is called The Criminal Mind, A Writer's Guide to Forensic Psychology by Catherine Ramsland. I wanted to make sure I read, I wanted to be a writer, so I wanted one of the books to be helping me write better. And I've had this book for a while. This is supposed to correct common media misconceptions about the nature of criminal psyche, ethical, professional issues, psychological evaluations, lie detection, insanity plays, and the treatment of criminals and victims are also covered. I love accurate details in books, and I think this will only improve my writing in whatever way it can. Um, so yeah, I'm excited about that. My next stack of books for page 25 and 25 it's all about middle grade books. And my first one is by Kason Callender, King and the Dragonfly. Now I read, this is a beautiful cover of the Dragonfly. I read, I think, one of his books before this year. I think it's their Wyatt debut, and it was written really good. So I'm excited to get to his middle grade book. King Short, his brother Khalid, has turned into a dragonfly. After Khalid unexpectedly passed away, he shed his fur skin for another and found refuge in the backwaters of their small Louisiana town. Khalid still visits hidden dreams. The secret king keep him from rising to his true self. So I've never watched this movie, but I want to because everyone talks about it. Howl's Moving Castle by Diana Wynne Jones. Sophie has the greatest misfortune of being the eldest of three daughters, destined to fail miserably should she ever leave home to seek her fate. But when she unwittingly attracts the ire of the Witch of the Waste, she finds herself under a horrid spell that transforms her into an old lady. Her only chance at breaking it lies in the ever-growing moving castle in the hills, the Wizard Howl's Castle. So yeah, I think it's time to know what everyone's talking about with the story. Definitely want to read this and then watch the movie. That's definitely on. This next one is Omega Morales and the Legend of Lechuza. And Lechuza is basically that owl. It's with basically owls are witches. And I think that's pretty much, I don't know if it's just Mexico, a Mexican thing, or if other Hispanic countries. Oh, it says here it's a Mexican legend, the Lechuza. Okay, so it's probably just a Mexican thing where owls are witches. So I'm thinking that's what this book is. It says Omega Morales' family has been practicing magic for centuries in Noche Buena. But over the years, the town's reputation for this natural is no longer one people carry with pride. So they keep to themselves. In private, they're empaths, diviners who can read and manipulate the emotions of people and objects around them. But Omega's powers don't quite work, and it leaves her feeling like an outsider in her own family. When a witch with the power to transform herself into an owl, known in Mexican folklore as La Lechuza, shows up unannounced, Omega, her best friend Cleo, who happens to be a ghost, and her cousin Carlitos must conduct a seance under a full moon in order to unravel the mystery of the legend. But then her magic begins to change. So, yeah, Regan Zilligan, she has a podcast that I listen to called Paper Trails, and I love hearing her talk about writing. But I never picked up this book, even though I picked it up because I love her podcast so much. But yeah, I'm excited to get to this. Middle grade book. It's very chunky. And it's also a sequel. So last year I read Nevermore, The Trials of Morgan Crow by Jessica Townsend. And this is Wondersmith, The Calling of Morgan Crow. Basically, she was cursed to die in the first book. And I can't remember how much is said, but basically, she has a curse. She's cursed. She's destined to die. But then the day of, she kind of gets rescued, and it's to compete in these trials to join the Wondrous Society. So it's a very, very fun book, and I wanted to get to it last year to continue it, but I just didn't have the chance, and I'm excited to continue it. So it's just so fun following Martin and Jupiter, I'm pretty sure his name is, or is it Juniper? I think it's Jupiter North, I'm pretty sure. He's like her mentor, and it's just so fun and magical. Everything I love in magic specifically. That is chunky, which is always kind of scary to do. 3 like thriller mystery books. I have 3 thriller mystery type of books. One I started last year. I started it in October. Stephen King, The Full Dark No Stars. When I picked this up, because I haven't read that much Stephen King and I wanted to fix that, and I didn't realize they have more, I don't know if they're short stories or novellas, but the first one I still haven't finished. It's called 1922, and I'm on page 156, and it's not over, so I think they're novellas. And it's very good. It's about how this, it's kind of like a last, like looking back on his life, and he's confessing to the fact that he murdered his wife, and how all that happened and what happened afterwards and everything. And it's very good, but I just wasn't expecting. I thought, I guess I didn't read this. A lot of times I go into books blind, and I thought it was short stories, so I was just like, why is this so long? And I guess I got distracted by other books. But in this, the other books are called Big Driver, Fair Extension, A Good Marriage, and then there's an afterword. But yeah, I think now that I know what I'm actually getting into, I definitely will come back to this and read it. See, even in the back it says 5 unforgettable short words. And it says it includes the new short story Under the Weather. So I don't know where that is because the table of contents. Does not mention that. So this book's a little confusing. But yes, I'm going to read it. Let's see. So I've had this book for years, Odd Thomas by Dean Koontz, and I've even started it, even though I only got to page 6. But basically, he's just written so many books, and that always makes me feel like I need to read at least one of your books if you've written so many, if you're so prolific. In this one, and then I'll see if, I like it and I'll continue to pick him up. I don't know. I've heard mixed things about him. But if you're getting published so much, you're doing something that I want to read. I want to know why. So this is Odd Thomas. The dead don't talk. I don't know why. And really, that's all I need to know. Really, to want to read it. That's all I need to know. So the ghosts go to him. Some want justice. Sometimes they want to prevent a crime. But this time, it's different. And he's aided by his soulmate, Stormy, an unlikely community of allies that includes the king of rock and roll. He's racing against time to throw out the gathering evil. And it's told in an interesting way. But this is the first couple paragraphs. My name is Odd Thomas. Though in this age, when fame is the altar at which most people worship, I am not sure why you should care who I am or that I exist. I am not a celebrity. I am not the child of a celebrity. I have never been married to, never been abused by, and never provided a kidney for transplantation into a celebrity. Furthermore, I had no desire to be a celebrity. And I don't know, it's just told, or he's just talking to you. And those books, to me, can really grab my attention, or they become boring really fast. So I'm curious to see which one this will become. But it says, one body, 6 experts. Can you solve the case before they do? And it's all mixed media with newspaper articles and maps and interviews. There's graphs in here and everything, and it's just looks so fun. I love when have fun with the format. So that's really the only thing I need. It's the only reason I want it. science fiction. Now, I love fantasy, but science fiction, I'm always a little worried that I'm too stupid to understand. But this is Rule by Hugh Howe. I've had this forever, and it's time that I get caught up on this famous novel. And I have no idea what it's about. But I do know it was self-published. And then it grew into this blockbuster of a book where it's just everywhere. Everyone knows this story except me. And I'm so interested every time there's a book that was first self-published, then it got the attention of traditional booksellers. I always want to read them, but everyone talks about this book. I just feel left out. It's time to get to it. 3 romance books. Technically 4, but I'm counting it as one. One is Flip This Zombie. Flip This Zombie by Jesse Peterson. So sometimes making money costs an arm and a leg. And this is the second book in the series. Married with Zombies. Basically, the zombie apocalypse saves their marriage. And I don't remember a lot from the first one. I remember it's funny, but it's kind of outdated. It's an old book. And some of the jokes wouldn't really fly today. But I owned this series forever because I read this 10 years ago. Yeah, this came out 2011. And it's just one of those where I need to read it. I need to finally just get to it. It's so small. There's no reason I haven't finished it. Except I haven't picked it up. So, the next one is Harlequin, romantic suspense. I don't think I've ever read Harlequin. I could be wrong. I don't remember why I bought it. But it says there's 2 stories in here, and it's so small. This one's Garden Eve by Beth Cornison. Lila Green goes from foster mom to bodyguard when a storm traps her in 6-month Eve in a remote cabin with a killer on their heels. Ken, her neighbor, a wounded veteran, help them survive. And then Claiming Caleb by Karen Whidden. Michelle Morgan must protect her newborn nephew Caleb and work with her ex-fiance FBI agent Garrett Ware, who never wanted children. But now he'll sacrifice everything for his baby and this woman. So that sounds like a second chance romance. That I don't know. I'm always worried about second chance romances. I don't know if I like them. So we'll see with this book because I've had this for years. Again, I try to do a mixture with these books, And this is one that's just like, it's been here for years. I picked it up on a whim, and I think it was 25 cents at a thrift store. And I was just like, let me try out a new genre. I don't usually do. I think this was before I even knew I liked romance at all. And I was like, maybe if it's romantic suspense, I'll like it. And since then, again, this is like, I don't even know. This book has been here for a long time. I think I was in college when I got this book. And I was like so against romance, and now I read it all the time, but I'm still trying to find, well, within the last couple of years, I've decided I do like romance. I just didn't know I was reading the wrong romance. So I'm still trying to figure out which romances to pick up in this one. Next is actually apparently a freeform original series called Famous in Love by Rebecca Serrano. And a friend got me this last year. And I'm not sure because it's about celebrities. Those can be hit or miss. She get plucked from obscurity to star in a movie adaptation. Her life changes overnight. There's a love triangle, and basically it starts happening in real life too with her and her co-stars. So apparently it's romance and drama, both on and off the screen. Paige must figure out who she is and who she wants as the whole world watches. I really don't know this book, but my friend gave it to me. She's been waiting on a review, so I have to get to them. She loved it, but she says Becky and me. So I think once I read it, I'll go fast because there's just those books that just read fast, and I have a feeling this is one of them. So yeah, I decided to pick a classic, and I have this beautiful edition of Treasure Island by Robert Louis Stevenson. Now, I have been working on my own pirate book for a while, and I just feel like all the research I've been doing mentions Treasure Island, and it's this book basically. I feel like I have to read it before writing. It says, by his own account, he must have lived his life among some of the wickedest men that God ever allowed upon the sea. The language in which he told these stories shocked our plain country people almost as much as the crimes that he described. So this is just a study. I just felt that I had to put a classic on it, and why not this one? It will help me continue my research into writing my own book. Young adult books, young adult fantasy in particular. I might be wrong with some of these because I know they have, multiple genres. The age categories are sometimes a little weird. So, but that's what I'm pretty sure. It's like I have 3 young adult fantasies. Now this one I wanted to read again for the longest time since it came out, and I finally bought it last year. It's The Reader by Tracy Chane. It's book 1 of the Sea of Ink and Gold. Beautiful cover. It says, "This is a book. You are the reader. Look closer. There's magic here. In Sophia's world, reading is unheard of, but everything changes when she finds the book. It is the one thing that can save her. It is the one thing that can destroy her. It is the one thing that can destroy her." And to know magic in books. Just, I don't know, it can be a bit unrealistic, but it's so beautiful. And I see it coming up on it, and I just like people reading, and I just need to find out if I like it or not, because books about books can get boring to me, in my own personal, can get boring, or they can really captivate me, and I love it so much, so I really don't know. I'm curious which this is. This is a sequel. This is a sequel, Valiant by Holly Black. I read the first one, Tits. I read it a couple years ago. Never got around to the sequel. These are never first book, first of all. And never had thrift stores. But never had front half price books, which is where I get most of my books. Half price or thrift stores. And now we're there. So, and it's about fairies, Holly Black fairies. With a queen, you know. The dedication for my husband, Cleo, because he likes angsty, angry girls. This is, if you listen to a lot of writers' interviews, Holly Black and Tith series comes up so often that I feel like it's just a must read. Like, I want to know what they're talking about. This is a book where a lot of authors specifically read about gay people in books. This was like one of the first, especially in like YA. And this is about 17-year-old Valerie, and she finds that she kind of gets sucked into the fairy realm. I don't know how much to say because it's the second book. I don't want to give anything away. And yes, it's fun because it definitely takes on a darker tone of fairies, especially I think that sometimes a lot of fairy books sometimes glosses over. So it's few years ago, and I was just like, I was never sure if it was for me, but I started collecting them. I think I have like the first 3 or 4 books because people just kept like there was mixed reviews, right, for this Fallen Kingdom um, by Morgan Rhodes, and people just said it kept getting better and better as the series goes on. So I have to find out what people are talking about. Since witches, if found, are put to death, and watchers and mortal beings who take the shape of hawks to visit the human world have been almost entirely forgotten. The witch's power struggle quickly escalates to war, and 4 young people collide against one another in the tides of Elementia, the magic that can topple kingdoms and crown a ruler in the same day. So, I'm gonna love or hate this. I know. I think that's what I fear from this book. But it's time to read it. Because it's beautiful. Yeah. It's time to know what everyone was talking about years ago. I have 2 books that are adult fantasy. One is a sequel. I think there's 10 books out of the series. The first one's called Every Heart a Doorway by Shannon McGuire. And this one is Down Among the Sticks and Bones. And I'm pretty sure the 10th one's coming out this year. And I'm planning on reading the second. So, these are a series of novellas. They're so small. And because they're all interconnected, I don't know if you have to read them in order. I'm the person who wants to read them in order. They just never have. Again, this is a book that I was so shocked to find this half-price books because it's never there. And my library only has the first book. They barely got the first book in audiobooks last year, and that's why I'm so behind on this. But basically, this is about if you go to these magical worlds and you come back, what happens to those people? So they go, there's like this home that they can go to talk to the other people who have been cast out or chose to return to the normal world, like our world, but cannot cope. They find it hard to cope. And each of these children are from a different world. And I think these books explore each world. And like the first one was how do you cope with coming back from this world? But I think the following ones are I think they're about the people that you see in the first book, how they went to that world and now their adventures there. But I'm not completely sure. But I loved the first book, and I wanted to continue it, and I can never find these but I'm looking for them because I love the first one. I know I can get through it. The only thing, I don't want to get through them so fast because they're hard to find unless you get them. Which they're definitely worth it, but it's just not something I usually do. So I can't wait to get to this next one that eventually I'll serve raw. I think this came out raw, if I'm not mistaken. Um, and I've been told me to pick this up. I actually have her first series, The City of Brass, and I never read it. But this one on now is one of the most notorious pirates. That's all I need to know. Like I said, I'm not a book about pirates, so I try to get reading on all the pirate books to know what's out there, to not fall into cliches. And I know everyone says this is so refreshing, so fun. And then I was like how much are the best books. I know I'm gonna look at this, and the second book's about to come out. So if I really love this, I can immediately put the second one, which is always fun to binge a series. My last four books are all literary, and they're all books I've had for a while that I just need to read. I need to figure out, do I want to keep this book or do I get rid of it? And that's what I need to know. And this book I got ages ago, and I'm not going to say this right, it says Goorston Literary Potato Peel Pie Society by Mary Ann Schaefer and Annie Burroughs. I remember I got this at the library sale, and I just read the title, and that's it. And that's all I need to know. It's set in 1946. A writer receives a letter from the founder of this society, and that's all it says. Really, that's all it says. They know that this Bible is going to get to people, and it did. I just never read it after picking it up. That's the bad thing. There's so many books, so little time. But I'm definitely getting to this year. No, this is a book, the book that everyone knows it. I feel like people have to read this in school, but I never did. I never had to read it. And I think it's from the perspective of death. I really don't know what it's about. It's about, well, I know it's about World War II. I got a lot of books apparently about World War II. I had no idea until talking about this. I guess her foster family is hiding a Jewish person in their basement. It's about this book, The Grave Digger's Handbook. I don't know, but I know everyone's read it. Everyone loves it, even if they were forced to in school, you know. And they're not afraid thirsty love this book, so also that's how everyone says, like, so many people say this is their favorite book of all time. And I just, I didn't know what people were saying. So, now this one, Reese's Book Critic, where the Crawdads Sing by Delilah Owens. I read a book, what, a couple years ago, and I realized there's some controversy with this author, and I don't know everything about it. All I know is that I'm coming this book, and it hurts her feelings that I have not read this book. So, while I'm not entirely sure what's going on, it's about a marsh girl, and I don't know, and I think there's a dead body. Yeah, a dead body, and that's all I know. If you don't know about this author, I don't either. So I'm gonna read this book. I'm gonna figure out why people hate this author. And my mom will be happy. That's it. I can think my mom will be happy. She hates when I don't read a book. She is fine. And I have so many books. I was feeling so overwhelmed with my section that I told my partner to pick a book for me. And he chose The Mermaid Chair by Sue Monk. Now she is known for The Secret Life of Bees, which I did love. And for some reason, I just started picking up all her books after I read that book, and then I never read them. So this is just beautiful. Inside the church of a Benedictine monastery on Egret Island, just off the coast of South Carolina, sits a beautiful and mysterious chair ornately carved with mermaids and dedicated to the saint who, legend claims, is a mermaid before her conversion. Jessie summoned home, and she has to cope with her mother's act of violence. She loves her husband, but when she gets home, she finds herself drawn to Brother Thomas, a monk who is soon to take his final vow. Is the power of nature only a myth, or will it alter the course of Jessie's life? I have no idea. It sounds so strange, and I'm so excited to read it. And I'm so sorry if I pronounce things bad. I read a lot of books. I don't say the words all the time correctly, because even though I know so many words from the book, I read in my head, so I don't know how to say it. But yeah, for this one, instead of calling them, that was my 25 books to definitely read in 2025. I can't wait. I think this is my first video, and I hope you love it. I hope you continue, because I'll get better. I'll figure out my whole setup and get better. And I'll continue talking about books, because I think